There was a flood over there on the Amarillo River, and there's a place over there called Calf Killer, and there was some cattle got into that flood, and I think that's where the name of Calf Killer came from. Some of them drowned.
There you go, Paul. See?
And
some live. That means.
I don't know any names to put with it, though.
So, what's the motive of the story? Some calves lived, but what happened to the people?
I don't know.
They all ended up in
anybody
MVP
drowned from it.
and had beer.
I think there's several people who have died at Calf Killer.
They could be. Could be.
Isn't that where you go to knock them out?
Go to what?
To knock them out?
Mouth Max.
Knock calves out? I don't know what she's saying.
What'd she say?
Kill people.
She says, don't you take people to Calf Killer to kill people? I didn't know about
No.
this.
To knock them off. Oh, wait. Hart.
That's why I'm easy.
When
I'm
they
risky.
when they stole
Is it
my
Craig?
4-wheeler, and the cop told me it was probably up at Calf Killer. Well, I didn't know where Calf Killer was at, and I'd heard where it was at.
They said this lap.
So I went over there to talk to Kevin. Kevin,
Flexter.
huh?
Kevin Flexter?
Yeah, I went over there to talk to him because he lives over there east of Dundas on Strawberry Hill. Well, it was on Sunday afternoon and he wasn't there, but I got to talk to his wife. And I think I'd talked to her before about something else. I asked her one day if she knew how I'd met him. And that's another story. I was down at DeCoin Fair, and I was walking up across the parking lot, and there was this guy changing his shoes, I think. He's doing something on the tailgate of his truck. And he told me who he was, and I told him who I was. And I said, I come down here from Dundas. He said, I came down here from, what's that little town over there? Chansey. And he told me whose farm he lived on. And I knew the old man. I can't say his name now. And I used to see him over at the restaurant. I seen him in the Sumner. I'd see him over there in the restaurant, and he knew me, and I knew him. I didn't know many more of the people over there, but I always knew him. He's passed away now some time ago, and so then after I met this guy, Kevin, I was down there at the fairground.
I think Craig's.
What did I say a while ago?
Chansey? No.
No,
Oh.
DeCoin.
Oh.
I was down at the fairground at DeCoin. And this ain't been so long ago, but more longer than I think. And I was down there at the cattle barns, and I started to walk up across the parking lot, and there he was, working on changing these shoes, I think's what he was doing. And I stopped to pass the time of day with him, and I told him I'd come down there from Dundas, and he said, I came down here from Chansey. And he told me what his name was. And he told me he had a twin brother that lived at Reinard, but he worked at Newton in the ACS office. I remembered all that. And it was probably a year later, Joanne and I was at the Ponderosa at Vincennes. As we was going in there, an old man in front of us kept quizzing us about who we were and where we was from. We got that straightened out, and after we got in there, this guy walked up to me and he said, "You say you're from Dundas?" I said, "Yes." He said, "But I don't know you." He said, "Kevin Flexter." Well, yeah, I knew who he was.
We cannot lose Kevin Flexter. We just can't.
So
lose him.
I've known him ever since, and he's known me. And we've seen him many times. And one time, we ran across him and his wife at Red Hill, I think. There might have been Sumner. It's one of them restaurants. And I asked her if he ever told her how we met. And she hadn't heard that. So I told her we ran across each other at Du Quoin. We just happened to meet and talk to each other. And I've seen him a number of times, always over at Red Hill or Sumner. Now, this last February, wasn't this last February, the one before, I always went to them sales down at
Mount Airy.
Mount Airy, yeah. And I got to meet him and his brother down there, his twin
twins.
brother. They don't look anything alike. Now what's this fellow's name where we went to the open house?
Paul Pompey.
Paul Pompey, yeah. He had an open house this spring, I think it was.
It was in June.
And we went down there. It was out there at his farm, by his shop. And there was a big crowd of people there, and they fed everybody. And there was Kevin Flexter and his brother there. And some more people I knew. But they're the ones I really remembered.
But he was never able to help you with your four-wheeler at Calf Killer?
No, nobody ever helped me with that.
Whoa. Is that what you took
Almost
Hunter
saved us some
to?
work.
Huh?
When you started finding your four-wheeler, is that what you took Hunter to?
When somebody stole it.
Yeah,
And I
you
never-
took Hunter with you one day on a little road trip.
Oh, I think Hunter went with me.
Yeah, you did.
Went over to St. Marie.
Yeah, because I remember Hunter, he goes, "You know where Grandpa took me?" I said, "What?"
He what?
He's like, "You know where Grandpa and I went today?"
You took Hunter to Calf Killer, didn't you, Dad?
So
We
you,
was looking for Calf Killer, but we never found it.
you took your Buick. Yeah.
Yeah, we drove over there. Just went east through St. Marie,
Yeah.
down around the hill. And we met a woman down there that had, she lived at Charleston, I think. And what she was doing down there, I think she was filling holes in that road with gravel. But she didn't have a truck. I don't know what she was doing. But we had a long talk with her.
But she didn't know where your four-wheeler was?
Nope, she couldn't help us.
So you never found it, huh?
No, I never found it.
That's a sad
An
ending to
insurance
that
company
story.
wouldn't pay me anything. They finally gave me $500.
Mm.
And I had about $7,000. No, I had more than that. I had $1,200 in it. But they wouldn't pay it all.
But you bought that down in Kentucky,
So-
didn't you?
Well, I bought the next one in
I think
Kentucky.
next one's